What's up, guys? It's the Amplified Man, B motherfucking C. This is Extreme Rules, and I use that term very loosely. The good, the bad, and the fucking ugly. Obviously, we are not in our normal setting today, this morning, early, man. It's like 6 a.m. Sun is just starting to fucking rise, and we got a long road trip that we gotta take this morning. It's kinda impromptu. So, unfortunately, I can't deliver this video as I normally would in our normal setting. The good news is, I won't have to make an hour-long video with this shit that they gave us last night, because for the first time ever in the good, the bad, and the ugly's history on this channel, it has already been pre-declared as an ugly pay-per-view. That's right, guys. Fucking ugly. How? Why, you ask? Well, if you have to ask how and why, then obviously you didn't watch the product last night. Or you're one of those people that just sits back and enjoys the entertainment. You sit back and you don't take it too seriously. It's BC, I take it too seriously. I don't enjoy it for what it is. It's just entertainment, BC. It's just a TV show. Fuck off. It's more than a TV show, and it's more than just entertainment, and it's more than just pro wrestling. To people like me, trust me. You sit back and you keep enjoying the entertainment, or lack thereof, and people like me will keep trying to change it for the better, make pro wrestling what it once was and beyond. We want to see this business, the industry, succeed and proceed in the biggest and best of ways in the future. The only way to do that is to make it fucking right. Anybody can see the shit they gave us last night. That's not even bad. That's just fucking ugly. That you put together not just a pay-per-view, but something called Extreme Rules. And it was the farthest thing from extreme I could fucking think of. Money in the Bank was more extreme to me than Extreme fucking Rules. In Your House pay-per-views back in the day, back in those fucking 90s, that was more extreme than Extreme fucking Rules. First and foremost, I do want to say, and for new subscribers, usually how we do these videos, usually how we do the good, the bad, and the ugly, is I have a board with me with the marker, and I am literally tallying match by match. I have a good column, a bad column, and an ugly column. And every match goes into wherever it should be. If it was a good match, it's going in the good. If it was bad, it's going in the bad. If there was ugly shit, it's going in the ugly. And at the end, we tally it all up. I don't need to do that, thankfully, because I got a fucking road trip ahead of me. The last thing I need to carry with me is my fucking board, right? But I don't need to. This has already been declared an ugly, and I first want to say thank you to all the performers last night, because you guys know on these videos, especially the good, the bad, and the ugly, we don't start critiquing. We don't start Monday morning quarterbacking until we say thank you to the performers that put their lives on the line last night. And that's everybody out there. I feel most of those superstars went out there and put it all on the line. Kevin Owens went above and beyond. Bobby Lashley showed me fucking what he is capable of, what I knew he was. I just need to see that out of him. Bobby Lashley earned my respect last night. And that's why I'm calling him Bobby Lashley, if you notice. Usually I call him Bob. He earned my respect. He is now, from here on out, Bobby Lashley. I'll get to that in a few minutes. But again, I don't want this video going a fucking hour. A, because I do have a long trip ahead of me. And B, because it was ugly as fuck. I don't need to fucking blow out have an aneurysm here. I don't need to fucking go above and beyond to explain how ugly this thing was. Most of you, if not all of you, already saw this pay-per-view, and you know how fucking ugly it was. So let's just bang, bang, boom, the 10 matches on the main card, why don't we? We don't do the kickoff here, because it's the fucking kickoff. We started this motherfucker out with the Raw Tag Team Championship match, and that was the Leaders of World, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt taking on the B Team. The match was much more fast-paced than we're used to from the Leaders of World and the B Team. And in my amplified booking video, the last video I did where I booked the entire card how I would book it, and by the way, I claimed the W there. In the first match last night, I was already claiming myself the victor. My booking was a million times better than Extreme Rules' WWE's booking. We already fucking know that. I think we knew that going into it, and we knew that after the first match, during the first match last night, that I won the entire fucking night. But That's neither here nor there. I wanted to be the fucking loser in that. Trust me. I wanted them to go out there last night and blow me out of the fucking water last night. That didn't happen. But I did say that this match needed to be fast-paced. You needed to bring some fucking energy to this match. Not just a fucking catch-as-catch-can, ground game, slow-paced, no octane kind of feel that the Wyatt and Hardy connection has been given us. The B team has already been losing its steam and luster. We needed some fast-paced action between these two teams, something we're not really used to seeing with them. Maybe Bray Wyatt here and there. But this is a match none of us really thought would be fast-paced, but we were hoping it was. They went out there and they were fast-paced. I like that shit. At the end of this match, the B team pulled a mini shocker. That's right, I'm going to call it a mini shocker. It's not like The Undertaker losing at WrestleMania 30 shocker, but it's a mini shocker. It's a mid-card level shocker, man. Nobody really expected the B team to grab the championships from Wyatt and Hardy this close to SummerSlam. Hardy and Wyatt already had it for a few months. SummerSlam's next month. If they're going to drop it, they're going to drop it at SummerSlam, right? No. Vince McMahon gave B-Team his blessing last night. I cannot fully outright call this an ugly because I like the B-Team, man. And I love when they celebrate after. It's that good feeling, like they legit are just ecstatic, not only just to be on the fucking card, but they're winning matches. How can you hate on that, man? We always claim, especially in this channel, that we want Vince to give certain guys a push. Maybe they have it. Maybe they don't. Maybe they suck. Maybe they're great. Give them a chance. And I feel that Curtis Axel, man, he was really going somewhere with that I've never been eliminated from the Royal Rumble gimmick. Remember? He was doing the whole Hulk Hogan thing. And I forgot what it was called, man. Curtis Axel had a Hulk Hogan gimmick. It was something Mania. Axelmania? Maybe it was Axelmania. And that got cut short because Hulk Hogan ended up getting into that trouble. And they pretty much banished Hulk Hogan, which, by the way, he is back. That might be for another video. Welcome back, Hulk Hogan, I guess. That'll be cool to see how they use him, I guess, or cringeworthy how they use him going forward. How do you really use Hulk Hogan unless he's... I already said he should be the president like Jack Tunney was back in the day. I don't want to see Hulk Hogan in a GM role. But that's another story. Axel Mania was running wild, and then that got cut short, and then he was in catering for the next fucking couple years. And I think Bo Dallas had so much steam coming from NXT, and he never really got any steam on the main roster. So them two together, celebrating like they are, getting a chance, I honestly fucking love that. And so that's why that's not going in any ugly column. Not like we're doing the columns. It's already been determined as an ugly pay-per-view, but I wouldn't have called that ugly anyway. It was a mini shocker, and I like seeing the B team pick up such a huge fucking victory. And if you guys did not see the Raw after show, whatever the fuck you call that, with Renee Young and the curly guy, what's his name? Sam Roberts. If you didn't see that afterwards, go back and check that out, man. The B team stole that show. They were fucking awesome. They were celebrating on their fucking desk. Bo Dallas slid down this glass-like casing on the desk. It was fucking awesome. It was a celebration for the ages. Good for the B team. Now, here's the downside. What does this do for Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy? The match ended with Matt Hardy accidentally running into Bray Wyatt, knocking Bray Wyatt onto the outside before Matt Hardy eventually got pinned by Bo Dallas. So this could set up dissension now for Bray and Matt. The problem is we've already seen this feud. So do we reignite it for SummerSlam? If you do it in the right way, I'm okay with one more match between the two. But I think you have to turn them against each other. I think we all can agree. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, they were starting to lose any luster that they once had, man. WWE booked them horribly. There is no reason Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt together shouldn't have been an ultimate storyline and just dynamite segments every week on Raw. And instead, they were anything but dynamite. They were the opposite of dynamite segments, and they were not an intriguing tag team at all. They lost their luster maybe after 2 fucking weeks. It's like Kane and Daniel Bryan. That ran old really fucking quick. So I don't know where they go from there. I see maybe one more match just to end this feud. Turned into tag team, turned into another feud. One more match. SummerSlam, let's call it a fucking ending. And let's go their separate ways with Matt and Bray. But I'm surprised they took the tag straps off of them 1 month before SummerSlam. But then again, should I be surprised? Nothing this company does should surprise me anymore. Ever since especially Asuka losing at WrestleMania to Charlotte, and then having absolutely nothing for Asuka, nothing should surprise me anymore. So anyway, that was that match, man. That's me being actually really fucking nice. On this whole pay-per-view, that might be the one fucking time that I'm actually being nice. And by the way, guys, if I'm going in and out in this video, zooming in and out like the fucking Matrix, the sun is coming up. Like I said, it's just past 6 a.m. We're not in our normal fucking setting, obviously. I got the camera where I necessarily don't want it, but it's the only place that I can put it because of lighting issues, so I might be going in and out. I apologize. Back to the card. That first match might be the nicest I am on this pay-per-view, because then we just go really fucking ugly the rest of the fucking way, mostly. And that is the second match. Finn Balor versus Constipated Corbin. Somebody tell me what the fuck this match was for. I said it in amplified booking. I'll ask you now. Why did we need to see a Monday Night Raw mid-card match at best? Not just a pay-per-view, but at Extreme Rules with no stipulation. Why did we need to see it? Finn Balor takes on Constipated Corbin in a 10-minute nonchalant fucking match. That's all it was. It was just nonchalant. Nothing was happening. It was a bathroom break. It was a go get a bite to eat break. If you smoke, go smoke. If you don't smoke, pick up smoking. If you don't smoke, that's where you really wanted to buy a pack of cigarettes and just chain smoke until that match was ended. That match left, there was nothing to be desired for the match, and after the match, there was nothing left to be desired. Who gave a fuck about that match? And when it ended, it was it was just a nonchalant roll-up. That's all it was. Finn Balor rolled up Constipated Corbin, and it was a 1, 2, 3. Not even a coup de grace, not even some special fucking entertaining ways to end this match, even though there wasn't stipulation. Maybe we get a little, I don't know, here's a thought, creative. No. Simplistic roll-up. I feel like we're seeing a roll-up every fucking week on WWE television. 2 to 3 roll-ups every week is what it feels like to me. A pay-per-view, a match we don't want to see anyway, and it ends in a simplistic roll-up. I don't know what this was for, and I keep giving WWE, I keep giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the entertainment, is what everyone tells me. Don't take it too seriously, BC. Let's enjoy it. And I do it. I take a step back and I go, maybe WWE has a reason for Balor and Constipated, not just on the pay-per-view, but not even on the kickoff show. They need this in the main show for some reason. There's gotta be a big fucking reason. Nope. Simplistic roll-up. But BC, they're gonna really pick it up on Monday Night Raw. Oh, can't fucking wait for part 2 of Constipated Corbin and Finn Balor. Please give me part 2. I can't wait to part 3, 4, 5. This should be like the Rocky series. Oh, man. That match really just left a bad taste in my mouth, man. I was like, we're 2 matches in at this point, and it's Extreme Rules. Nothing extreme has even happened. 2 matches in. B-Team picks up a mid-card mini shocker over Wyatt and Hardy. And then we go into Constipated Corbin, extra constipated last night to the point where he rolled up and he couldn't even kick out. He was so fucking constipated. And Finn Balor picks up the win. Oh, bad. Constipated's really pissed now. He's coming after Balor tonight. We have to tune into Monday Night Raw to see what happens with Finn fucking Balor and Constipated Corbin. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Match number 3. You thought it was going to get better? No. Match number 3. This is really kicked in the fucking high gear. And this was Finn Balor, and it's taking on, oh no, what the fuck am I talking about? That was so fucking pissed off. Finn Balor and Constipated Corbin. I'm about to do that match again. That's the last thing we need, is to call that again. Match number 3, I apologize. Carmella taking on Asuka. The champion Carmella taking on challenger Asuka. And we have James Ellsworth suspending in the fucking air in a shark cage. Do you fucking give a fuck if Ellsworth is in a shark cage or if he's on the fucking moon? Because I didn't. This whole 10-minute match at best was Ellsworth dropping shit down to ringside from the shark cage, to the point where it wasn't even working. Somehow, Ellsworth gets out of the cage. Ellsworth climbs down the cage, but gets his foot caught, so now he's dangling. In the process, his jacket comes up, and you see his fucking flap jacket, whatever it is, that back pad that he had, because we already knew, thanks to Ellsworth exposing his back pad, that Asuka was going to give him her Asuka kicks. Anybody that tries to twist this and say Ellsworth did it on purpose because it fits his gimmick, and just in case Asuka was going to hit him, he wore the back pad, the flap jacket shit that he had, I call bullshit. I don't think that jacket was supposed to fucking rise that high, and that flap jacket back pad was exposed. So he basically told the world, yes, I'm getting Asuka kicked in the back, because even when it was exposed and he was dangling from the shark cage, Asuka delivered her Asuka kicks swift in the middle of his back. But it was already exposed, that back pad. The padding. So obviously it wasn't having that much of a fucking effect on him. That was a botch and a half. The whole match was Asuka kicking Ellsworth. That's all I remember from it anyway. That was the whole fucking match. And it ended with, while Asuka was kicking Ellsworth, Carmella pushes Asuka into the shark cage that was hanging lower now, because they had to lower it to get Ellsworth off. And Carmella just is a simplistic push to Asuka. Asuka hits the fucking shark cage. She falls like a ton of bricks, like she just got fucking shot by 10 tranquilizers. And Carmella picks up a simplistic 1, 2, and a fucking 3. Not only did Asuka not pick up the championship, they made Asuka look like a fucking idiot again. Enjoy the entertainment, BC. Sit back, relax. You're getting all worked up for a wrestling show. Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted the show to be fucking entertaining. I actually want to enjoy it. Yeah. Did you know the WWE's main targeted audience, pro wrestling's main targeted audience in general? Everyone always talks about the kids, right? Remember when you were a kid and they do this Roman Reigns and Alexa Bliss and the merchandise and all this for the kids? Do you guys know what the main targeted audience is? Because I'll tell you, I'm in the business with this YouTube shit. This is the business. You actually have analytics, it's called. So you have analytics. You actually get to pick up the audience. And then you do your research to other analytics for actual WWE, for other fucking companies, just fucking any type of situation you can think of in pro wrestling, you can get analytics if you do your research. And again, my channel is fucking a direct, factual input of that. 18 to 35 is their main demographic for pro wrestling. 18 to 35 is their main demographic. You know, you got your 5 to 17, you got your 36 to 48, your 49 to, 65, whatever. You have your demographics. 18 to 35 is pro wrestling's main demographic. 18 to 35. So there's no reason that we need to just cater to kiddie television and everything should be on Sesame Street. I don't know about a lot of you, but I fall between 18 and 35. So you're damn right I want shit to be believable, to be realistic, and to be entertaining for an 18 to 35-year-old. Everybody else can have their pie too. The kids can have their entertaining shit. A 65-year-old man or woman can have their shit. But if you're playing to your main demographic, your main demographic is 18 to 35, how the fuck are you giving us this non-believable, nonsensical bullshit? Carmella and Asuka was more dreadful than I could have even ever imagined. I can't even waste another breath on that shit. Beyond fucking ugly. I tell ya, poor fucking Asuka. What a joke she's become. Match number 4, Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. You thought the previous couple matches were horrible and ugly. Balor and Constipated. Match number 3, fucking Carmella and Asuka. You thought those were horrible. You thought those were ugly. Hold on. We might be able to top that. Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke in a 2-minute match. Before the match even starts, a low blow by Shinsuke. It seems like 20 seconds later, you got the Kinshasa, and boom, that's it. It was great to see Shinsuke pick up the championship, but not in that way. How can you celebrate a 20-second match is what it seemed like. Man, you... Fucking A, man. You think of a guy with the wrestling ability, standards, qualifications, how great a guy like Shinsuke Nakamura is, coming from Strong Style in Japan and coming over to WWE and doing a great fucking job and really playing up this heel role, really fucking good. And then you picture when he first wins his first championship in WWE, and you think about that moment, and you just think, you know, it's going to be epic. He's going to earn it. It's going to be a kick-ass match, right? Maybe he'll be in a fucking Iron Man match, and he'll win a championship. Maybe not the heavyweight, maybe it's the US, maybe it's the Intercontinental, but it's going to be an epic moment. That did not feel like an epic moment at all last night. Was that supposed to shock us that in like a minute or two that the match was over? If even a minute, it seemed like 20 seconds. Was that I don't want a shocker when Shinsuke's picking up a strap. It's like Vince was forced to give it to him and didn't want to give him a big moment. Put him in the middle of an Extreme Rules, give him 20 seconds. Do that, done. What? That's how Shinsuke won his first championship in WWE. You talk about forgettable? That's beyond forgettable. BC, you already said you wanted Shinsuke to hold a champion. Yeah, that's how I envisioned it. Shinsuke versus Jeff Hardy is a match that could have stole the show, maybe wrestling-wise. You give him 15 to 20 minutes at least. 15 to 20 minutes at least. 20 seconds? Alright. How the fuck would that not go into the fucking ugly column? You bet your ass that's beyond ugly. I couldn't believe what I witnessed in that Shinsuke Hardy match. I can't believe I'm this pissed, and Shinsuke picked up a fucking championship. You'd think I'd be ecstatic. That match was fucking dreadful. We're not even halfway through the fucking card yet. I can't even enjoy the show, BC. It's entertainment. You take it too seriously, BC. Oh, you bet your ass I do. You bet your ass I do. Match number 5. We're finally, at this point, I'm just like, get this done with, please. Let's just get to SummerSlam. Let's start the SummerSlam build. I can't anymore. Match number 5, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, steel cage match. Finally. Finally something I could sit back and be entertained by. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens win in there. Simplistic cage match for the most part, but Owens is winning there, just taking the bumps from the beginning. You could tell Owens was trying to steal the show, and I think he probably did. Maybe 1 or 2 other performances maybe were there with him, but Owens definitely stole the show, man. He was trying to take extra headshots in that cage. Owens really was the star last night. Love the fucking guy, man. Braun was in there looking like a monster. This was good shit. I can't believe I'm saying this because I did shit on this in Amplified booking and in videos before because it was so last minute thrown together, this cage match. But this cage match, thankfully, saved a moment for the show. If there is a moment that I'll remember from Extreme Rules, it's probably just one moment, and that was Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman at the top of this fucking cage, man. And you didn't actually think he was gonna chuck Owens off the cage. Everyone's like congratulating me for calling the ending to that match. And in saying how WWE's probably watching my videos. Well, trust me, I think there's several people in WWE that watch people like mine's videos on YouTube. I really do. I don't think they're oblivious to the people like me out there very critical of the product. I don't think that they don't know who we are. So I know they're watching anyway. But I don't think they were watching just for that thing. Because if you watch my video too, I said halfway down the cage Owens was. I didn't think Owens would take a chance like that. But I did think Owens was the type of individual to take a risk and a chance. And that's why I told you guys, a stunt like that is absolutely, that's something like that is capable of happening. Because Owens is a guy who is not afraid to take risks and chances. And you guys hear me say all the time, when it comes to pay-per-views, certain individuals have to take a risk and a chance. I'm not saying they have to go out there and put their life on the line necessarily, but you have to take risks and chances to get ahead in the business. And most of the time when I say that, nobody ever goes out there and takes a big risk or chance. And they get lost in the shuffle. They're not talked about the next day. And Owens went out there when he really didn't need to. Owens is already pretty much established as a superstar, but he went out there and he said, fuck it. Not only am I going through a fucking table from the cage, I'm going from the fucking top. Strowman takes Owens. He chucked him from the top of the cage. This reminded me of old school Mick Foley getting thrown off from The Undertaker from Hell in a Cell, man. That's how badass that was. What was that, back in 1993? Some shit, right? That was way back in the day, man. 96 maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off. 96, 97. But that was way back in the day. We're talking 20 years ago. Mick Foley got thrown off by The Undertaker, man. This wasn't as epic, and maybe because we've seen 20 years of shit like that since, but we haven't seen something like that from the top of the cage and a dude getting thrown off through the fucking table like that anyway. Like Shane McMahon chucks himself off of it, I understand. We expect that from Shane McMahon, I guess is what I'm saying. But for Kevin Owens, for a superstar on the roster not named Shane McMahon to just fly like that, that was fucking epic, guys. And Kevin Owens deserves so much credit for taking that risk, taking the chance, grabbing the brass rings, those imaginary brass rings, grabbing the beach balls that everyone wanted last night, and running with it, man. And I don't think he's gonna drop them. That was awesome to see. It was a cringeworthy, scary moment. As a fan, you never want to see a wrestler. You want to see them take the risk of chance, but you cringe when it's just, it's over the top. And that's over the top. And you love to see it if it's done correctly. But it's over the top. And that makes you cringe a little because they are putting their life on the line. And you want to make, I guess that's what I'm saying. You cringe because you want to make sure, this is going to sound cheesy and corny, but it's almost like a father watching, you know, like, I hope he's okay. Is he safe? Don't throw up the X, please, ref. And that's what you do. You want to enjoy the entertainment, but you want to make sure they're safe. You want to see the risk. You want to see the chance, but you want to make sure they're okay afterwards. You know what I mean? So you cringe a little until you realize they're okay. I guess that's what I'm saying. Not to sound all fucking sentimental. I hope he's okay. I did that once on a baseball. I was at a Yankee game. We were deep in the outfield. We were sitting out there for a game, and they were doing batting practice. And balls were flying all over the place, and everyone's trying to catch them. And instead, I'm yelling, "Careful, guys! Balls! Four! Balls are coming in, guys! Careful! Watch your head!" I'm screaming at everyone to be careful. My buddy looks at me and goes, "Dude, we're catching flyers over here, man. Shut up." So I should have just been catching the balls. I'm trying to fucking tell everyone to be careful. But I wanted to make sure Owens was careful, man, because he didn't have to do that, man. And on a shitty fucking card, man, a really shitty pay-per-view up until that point. Honestly, it was really bad. Ugly as fuck. Owens went out of his way to make sure that we had something good to talk about. Thank you, Kevin Owens. I can't say enough. He gained so much more respect than I already had for him. So that was awesome. It was nice to lower my voice for a couple minutes and talk about something positive too, by the way, because, oh boy, here we go. We're going back to the fucking ugly shit. Match number 6, Bludgeon Brothers taking on Daniel Bryan and Kane. Kane didn't even come out at first because earlier in the night they were attacked by the Bludgeon Brothers. And Kane, this big monster, he got hurt. Oh, he was in the trainer's room. He was getting a little bootleg cast on him. So Kane finally comes out at the end of this match with like this cast on him. This really makes him look like a monster. This makes Kane look as much of a monster, that little bootleg cast that he had on, that brace cast. That made him look like a monster just as much as the lunchbox does with Braun Strowman. That's right, I call Braun Strowman's Money in the Bank briefcase a lunchbox. Because Braun is so fucking huge, that's what it looks like. Looks like a fucking lunchbox. Kane comes out with a cast bootleg fucking brace, I guess. I don't know what it was. He looked so fucking, he looked about as corny and cheesy as me, telling everyone to be careful, baseballs are coming in. It was so fucking corny, guys. Anyway, Kane comes into the ring. What the fuck even happens? I don't even know. Daniel Bryan runs into Kane, so Kane goes to the outside. So it was almost like Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Hardy runs into Bray Wyatt. Wyatt kind of falls to the outside. Daniel Bryan runs into Kane. Kane goes to the outside. Daniel Bryan's left there to fight both Bludgeon Brothers. And boom, out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, simplistic victory. The Bludgeon Brothers defeat Daniel Bryan and Kane. And when I say defeat, I mean They pinned, I think it was Luke Harper, he pinned Daniel Bryan. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan, one of your top superstars, or should be, he's not being booked as such, obviously, but he should be. He gets pinned 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring by the fucking Bludgeon Brothers. Now, don't get me wrong. The Bludgeon Brothers absolutely should have won, or if not won, kept the championships. They absolutely should have been walking out of Pittsburgh, walking out of Extreme Rules as the champions. Absolutely. There's no reason the Bludgeon Brothers should have dropped those titles. But the best you had creatively, you had weeks to think about this creatively. And the best you had was your top superstar losing this tag team match. First of all, the best you had for Daniel Bryan was putting him in a tag team match at Extreme Rules. And secondly, your big idea was, let's have him lose too. Watch the crowd when the Bludgeon Brothers pinned Daniel Bryan. Don't take my word for it. Go back and watch it. Again, I try to drop facts with you guys. I just don't drop opinions and thoughts. Facts as well. Go back and watch that. The crowd was just as dead as fuck. And that sucks for the Bludgeon Brothers that they got no reaction, but it also tells you what they're doing to Daniel Bryan. Zero reaction. What did that do for anybody? The crowd was dead as fuck. A Bludgeon Brothers clean victory over Daniel Bryan clearly did nothing for the audience, and clearly Daniel Bryan just took another fucking nosedive creatively, so the audience, both diehard and casual, now looks at Daniel Bryan like he can lose at any fucking time to anybody. Horrible booking for Daniel Bryan. That was horrible, horrible booking for Daniel Bryan. Dreadful. Not even going to go another fucking moment on that, guys. Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley. Match number 7. That's right, I said Bobby Lashley, because this match actually surprised the shit out of me. Lashley went in there and took bumps like he was a fucking stuntman on the new Transformers movie or some shit. Who is this Bobby Lashley? I called him Bob Lashley before this video. Every video I call him Bob Lashley because I don't give a fuck about him. He ain't entertaining as shit, I thought, right? He went out there. He was flying around. But he's a big motherfucker. He was flying around like he's a cruiserweight in there. He was on the top rope a couple of times. There was one time Roman flipped him out to the outside and he just fucking said, check you later. Peace! He flew his motherfucking huge fucking gargantuan fucking body over that top rope into the fucking barricade almost. He landed flat on his back. We thought he landed on his head and neck. He's like, peace! That was a new Bobby Lashley I saw last night, man. That was a really cool Bobby Lashley to see. And from here on out, I'm going to call him Bobby Lashley because just like Kevin Owens last night, Bobby Lashley earned my respect last night. Really cool. And it gets better. I cannot believe I'm saying the match of the night. I'm calling it right now. Now, Braun and Kevin Owens, they delivered some cool shit, but the cage match itself wasn't the match of the night, obviously. The extracurricular activities afterwards in that cage match, that was the moment of the night. That was the spot of the night, no doubt about it. The match of the night, can't believe I'm saying, no, it's not Rugged Rusev and AJ, but BC, right? There's already people typing. It was AJ and Rusev, BC. It was AJ and Rusev. No fucking well, what the fuck you talking about? If it was for you, that's great. That's your opinion. You ain't gonna try to convince me on my fucking channel. For me, the match of the night, Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, man. That was actually a good match. That match was so good. Pittsburgh was actually subdued last night. For a smart crowd like Pittsburgh, those Pennsylvania crowds can get quite fucking lit. I thought they were going to shit all over this shit. But it was actually good. I think to the point where even people that wanted to shit on it, I mean, you still got your chance. You got the beach ball. You got the fucking chanting for other wrestlers. You got the chance. You got people shitting on this thing, just like I told you was going to happen. I don't bullshit you guys, man. I knew they were going to shit on this. But it could have been a lot worse. I think a lot of people that wanted to shit on this match ended up liking it halfway through, and they kept with it. Good match. I really liked it, man. It was two brutes. You believe the story being told. I wish it was a little bit more brawl style, right? And they were a little more chaotic. But I liked it, and Bobby Lashley just went nuts in that ring last night. That was the best performance I've ever seen Bobby Lashley put on. And it ended in a shocker for me, man. Bobby Lashley speared Roman, and Roman Reigns ate an L clean in the middle of the ring. Roman Reigns ate that loss clean, flat on his back. That shocked me a lot, man, because even if Roman was losing that match, I never thought in a million years it would be that way. That's huge. And anybody saying, I know, but Roman will be fucking, they'll have another match at SummerSlam and Roman will win. Or tonight on Raw, they'll have another match and Roman will win. It doesn't matter what happens in the future. That match was at the pay-per-view in the match number 7 slot, and Roman ate that fucking L in a performance for Bobby Lashley for the fucking ages. And a match that was actually pretty fucking good. So, can't believe I'm not hooting and hollering on that match. I thought that would be one of the matches I fucking explode the most on. That was actually fucking good. Good job for Roman. Good job. Great job for fucking Bobby Lashley. Honestly. It was good to take a little step back, too, and fucking actually enjoy something on this pay-per-view, because we're going right back to the shit. You guys ready? Match number 8, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, an Extreme Rules match. Okay, that's Extreme fucking Rules, and I'm the new fucking president for WWE. Move aside, Jack Tunney. They tried to go extreme, right? It was more like chaotic. That's all it was. And usually you like chaotic to be a good thing. This was just fucking... there was trash cans, there was kendo sticks, there were steel chairs. They tried to just throw a bunch of shit in and try to go fucking extreme, I guess. It didn't work for me. If it did for you, that's great. This match was just not extreme. But at least they tried. Listen, I'm gonna give the devil his due. They tried, man. Alexa took the most fucking... the hardest, I should say, not the hardest hit she's taken in her career yet, I think Alexa took last night. And that's not saying a lot, because she didn't take that hard of hits last night. But they were the hardest hits she's taken in her career. So it's improvement. And Nia Jax, she was taking some bumps as well in there. Again, we're not going to sit back on these videos and critique to the point where we're nitpicking performances and we're not giving credit where it's due. They definitely deserve their credit for actually going out there and going above and beyond what they usually do. Absolutely. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how bad or good or fucking ugly was that match. And it was ugly as fuck. Because it was the bad kind of chaos. 10 minutes they gave these motherfuckers, and it was all over the place. I couldn't even keep fucking track. Ronda Rousey did her run-in. She jumped the barricade, but it was at such a weird time. Nia Jax was on the outside at this point getting double-teamed. It wasn't a point where she was about to really lose the match, and Ronda's just like, I've had enough. She jumps the barricade, and that was really cool. Ronda being Ronda. Ronda Rousey threw Mickie James all around ringside, over tables, into every barricade she could find. She threw around Mickie James like she was literally a rag doll. And Ronda Rousey's a 9-year-old girl with a rag doll, and she's throwing a hissy fit, and she's chucking that rag doll all around. That was Ronda Rousey chucking around Mickie James. Mickie James was looking clumsy because she was getting flung around. I don't even think half of those clumsy spots were Mickie James's fault. Mickie was getting literally thrown around, man. She couldn't even keep track in those, like, heel boots she was wearing. So Mickey's getting thrown every which way, man. Ronda Rousey's just having her way with fucking Mickie. Ronda Rousey's looking like a badass in general. And I think it was a kendo stick. A kendo stick took out Ronda Rousey, and maybe a minute later, Nia Jax was being pinned in the middle of the ring. I think she took a Alexa Bliss DDT on like maybe a steel chair or something. And that was it. The whole Extreme Rules pay-per-view built around the one big Extreme Rules match, right? And this year it's Alexa and Nia. They're gonna have to go out of their way to tell the story correctly and to really give us an extreme match. And it didn't work. It just didn't, man. Nowhere close. No reason to even flip out about this, because I think we all can agree that was ugly as fuck. And Alexa retains her championship. And meanwhile, you have a professional wrestler like Sasha Banks, who's watching this thing either at home, or maybe she's backstage, or maybe in some fucking hotel crying her eyes out somewhere. Or maybe she's eating a fucking lobster dinner, not giving a fuck. But someone like Sasha, she does give a fuck about this business. She does give a fuck about her placement on the card. She gives a fuck about everything that happens in that ring and in this industry, especially that involves her, because she literally does want to be the best. and she is the best. And you have a professional wrestler like Sasha Banks not even on the card. Not even on the fucking card. And we have to put up with fucking Asuka versus Carmella. Alexa Bliss versus Nia. And Sasha Banks can't even get on the fucking card! Championship over on SmackDown. AJ Styles champion taking on Rusev challenger. Decent match, absolutely. Even good at times. Not the match of the night for me, but it was good at times even. Toward the end more. It was slow. The crowd was not into it. You could tell right off the beginning. Started to pick up toward the middle to the end is where we really started to get more interested and intrigued in this. It ended with a simplistic, phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. Rusev loses. No dramatics. No real over-the-top entertaining aspects to this match. No overbooking at all. And that left a bad taste in my mouth. I felt we needed more. But the match was good. It was decent and good at times. And left a lot more to be desired, guys. At this point, we're going into match number 10. And there was no overbooking at all. There was no fucking entertaining moments. No, the cage spot was the only spot. We're going into match number 10 in the cage spot with Kevin Owens is the only thing I'm actually remembering. The only good match for me was Bobby Lashley and Roman. AJ and Rusev just put on a decent match. Nothing was Extreme Rules. Nothing was awesome last night. We're going into the main event, and you ready for this? This is the ugliest part. The main event of the night, the main event of our 2018 Extreme Rules pay-per-view is Dolph Ziggler. Can't make that up. I don't even mind Dolph. I want to see Dolph on the card. I want to see Dolph in good storylines. Not in my main event when you booked him like a piece of garbage for 2, 3, 4 years or his whole career. Dolph Ziggler taking on Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship in a 30-minute Iron Man match. 30 minutes! That's not a fucking Iron Man match. That can't make me fucking cringe in anger any more than it does. An Iron Man match for any real professional wrestling fan knows that an Iron Man match is 60 minutes, not 30! They give us a 30-minute Iron Man match. And I told you guys from the beginning, these do not work because you rush too much in the 30 minutes. 30 minutes, anybody can go 30 minutes. AJ Styles and Rusev almost went 30 minutes before this match. That's not an Iron Man. And sure enough, that's what happened. Before 15 minutes in this match, guys, not even 15 minutes into this match, there was already 7 decisions. 7! That's not believable. That is not realistic for somebody that actually follows pro wrestling for a realistic and believable manner. In a realistic and believable manner, like I do. I actually want to believe in what I am watching. Suspend reality and believe in the storyline being told to you. That's how we watch pro wrestling, right? That's how we want. I mean, it's phony, it's fake, it's planned, it's this, it's that. We hear all these fucking words that we just want to slap a motherfucker. We don't watch it for all that. We suspend reality, we believe in the storyline, and we watch the athleticism. And we watch the storyline unfold. You can't believe in a storyline being told in that match where 7 decisions were just called in 15 minutes. When in a normal match between somebody like Rollins and Dolph, it's going to take 15 to 20 minutes just to get one decision. Am I right? If Dolph and Seth Rollins are facing each other on a normal Monday Night Raw, you're telling me that's like 15 to 20 minutes, right? Before we get any winner. Not even 15 minutes into this match, we already had 7 decisions. Not believable. These 30-minute Iron Man matches are nothing but a clown show. It's a bunch of clown shit. It's like being at a fucking circus. But that was our main event. And it all ended with a 4-4 tie. Kurt Angle, we knew was going to come down to a WrestleMania 12 sudden death type scenario. So he comes out, he plays to his hometown crowd. There's no way Pittsburgh is going to allow a match to end without a decisive winner. Right, Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh's going nuts. Kurt Angle's like, restart the match. Sudden death. 10 seconds later, zigzag, I believe it was. I don't even fucking know. I think it was a zigzag. Dolph Ziggler beats Seth Rollins. 1, 2, 3, center of the ring. Drew McIntyre ended up coming back out. Drew McIntyre was thrown out earlier in the match. And then he came back. How is that and the referee was just like, all right. That's like somebody putting a restraining order on you. A 1-year restraining order. 4 months later, you go to that person's house anyway. You're like, hey, what's up? I just want to say hi. And you're just like, nah, fuck it. All right, come on in. You just kicked out McIntyre. How the fuck is he allowed back? BC, that's the storyline, see? Dolph won, but tonight on Raw, they're going to make a big situation out of this, BC. I knew it. See, that's the story. That's why it happened. I didn't need that in my main event to end the show. You couldn't have done that earlier in the night then, if that's your storyline? I don't give a fuck about McIntyre that fucking much. I surely don't give a shit about Dolph Ziggler that much. That's their big story. McIntyre came back out. And the ref just looked at him and goes, no, hey, what's up? I thought I kicked you out earlier, but I have no authority. I'm just the referee! Nothing made sense in this main event. Nothing made sense the whole fucking night. But especially in this main fucking event. This main disaster. The match story was fucking horrendous. The fucking... Having Dolph in my main event in a 2018 pay-per-view, especially Extreme Rules, boggles my fucking mind. And that should tell you right off the bat that this pay-per-view was a shit show. Oh, BC, leave Dolph alone. He's good. Yeah, he is. I like Dolph. I want to see him on pay-per-views. Not in my main event. In a 30-minute Iron Man. They couldn't even say 60. 30 minutes. And then they tell a story about how every 3 minutes there's a victory. Because that's almost what it was. When it was all said and done, even with the 10-second sudden death, you had 9 decisions. 9 decisions. That's a little over every 3 minutes there's a decision in this match. That's not realistic for somebody that actually has a fucking brain like me. But if you can step back and just enjoy it, BC, then I guess that's a good thing for me. I guess I got more fucking brain cells than you do. Because I couldn't enjoy that shit. Because it's not believable. So Dolph wins this match, and now you're expecting something, right? Are we going to hear Hulk Hogan come out for side? I don't know what Hulk Hogan would come out for, but something's going to happen. You're not going to end a pay-per-view, first of all, with just Dolph and Seth. And second of all, just with Dolph picking up this nonchalant, simplistic, dumbass victory with a zigzag. There's no way Extreme Rules is going to fade the black and go off the air. That's not going to happen. And that's when it happened. We faded the black, and Extreme Rules went off the air. And I'm in my fucking seat at this point. And usually when I'm stuck in my seat and I'm glued to the TV like this and watching a black screen, that's when you know something epic just happened. We faded to black and I got goosebumps. I cannot wait for Monday Night Raw. Something awesome just happened and I love pro wrestling, man. And I'm proclaiming it on social media. This is why I love pro wrestling. No, last night, this was one of a first for me. I'm glued to my seat. I'm staring at this black screen. And it's because I feel dumb as fuck for wasting 5 hours on a shit show like that. I'm stuck to my seat watching a black screen, not knowing what the fuck just happened. And not in a good way. Dolph Ziggler got no reaction last night at all when he came out, when he was introduced. Don't believe me? Go back and watch it. Zero reaction. BC, he deserves a main event spot. Does he? Look at the crowd. Look at the reaction, please. I do my research, please. If you doubt what I'm saying, go back and watch it. He got zero reaction. When he won the match, zero reaction. During this match, the crowd was hijacking the motherfucker because it was boring and shitty. They were counting down from the clock, like they do with the Royal Rumble. At one point, WWE had to take away the clock, the in-house clock, because they were making too much of a distraction for Vince. We thought it was going to be the Roman Reigns-Bobby Lashley match they hijacked. They hated that main event, and I don't blame them. We all said, please don't put Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley in the main event. That didn't mean putting that shit. I guess, be careful what you wish for, because we just might get it. It's almost like you didn't want that for a main event, huh? Alright, now we're gonna fuck with you. We're gonna make you wish you at least had that for the main event. Or we're gonna give you a main event you ain't gonna like anyway. So we're gonna make sure that you look like the fucking clowns, right? You don't like anything we give you. That's because you're not giving us anything to like! The crowd shitted on this match from minute number 1. And that, I always tell you guys, you see that type of atmosphere feeds into the audience at home. And you really start to feel the audience in attendance, and we get that same reaction. Because even the casual fan at home is looking at the crowd there, not liking it, not giving a shit, shitting on it, and then they're like, yeah, this does suck. It's contagious, the reaction. It starts in the arena and it goes to the fucking homes. And I agree with everybody in that arena. I see some people on social media blaming Pittsburgh. No, Pittsburgh was in the right. That's a shitty main event. And that wasn't even Dolph and Seth's best performance together, because they did have to work in the confines of an Iron Man match that's 30 minutes. So they had to play to the shitty storyline. Everything about this went off the rails from minute number 1. This was a tragedy of a main event. From the crowd shitting on it, to Seth and Dolph just not even putting on a good fucking performance, to nobody giving a shit about Dolph Ziggler, period, to a fucking tragic, horrible, ugly ending that left everybody like, that's it? One of my good Twitter followers, she actually put it best. She said, it's our biggest fear coming true for this event. And that's that this event ended up being just as bad as we thought it was going to be. And that's exactly what it was. This event was what I thought it was going to be. An absolute tragedy. Easily, if not the, one of the ugliest pay-per-views I have ever fucking witnessed. You put two brands together. You add an hour of entertainment. And somehow this shit just keeps getting worse. If you like this shit, that's awesome. If you like this shit and you're watching my fucking videos and you like BCM, that's cool, man. Thank you for watching. Sorry, my opinion doesn't... Sorry, not sorry, that my opinion and thoughts and facts don't fucking line up with yours. But if you liked it, that's your shit, man. I don't know how you possibly could, but hey, that's your shit. The majority of us, I know my fucking audience, the Amplified unit, I never want to see anything like this again. And I knew it was going to happen because the card itself was absolute shit. Extreme Rules when nothing on this card was extreme. In fact, more than half the matches, I didn't even give a fuck about seeing. This was like a big house show. This was like a Madison Square Garden house show at best. I wouldn't even want to see this card on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown. That's how fucking pathetic it was. I'm not going to waste another breath on it. I'm the Amplified Man. Thank you guys for watching this vid. I will check you guys tomorrow for Raw's review reaction. Tonight's Monday Night Raw. We finally get to kick off SummerSlam season the right way, man. SummerSlam is all they have to worry about right now. Let's hope they can get that right. Or will they fuck that up too? I'm the Amplified Man. And I'm cashing the fuck out. Much love and respect to all you Amplified motherfuckers. We got a 6-hour road trip ahead of us. Let's rock and roll. Woo! Coffee and ass whooping, baby. Lots of coffee, lots of ass whooping. I'm about to get more extreme on this road trip than WWE ever will. We're out, baby. Check you later.